Well, later this month will be 34 years since a bomb destroyed Pan Am Flight 103 over Scotland, killing 270 people, including 190 Americans. Now, the man accused of making that bomb is in U.S. custody, with Abu Aguila Massoud expected to make his first appearance in federal court in Washington today. And it's something that hits close to home here because a Western New Yorker and a UB student were among the victims.
And it's also a painful memory for a local leader who, by chance, ended up being part of the U.S. government's response. 2 on your side's Ron Plants has more for us tonight on those local connections. Ron?
Scott and Mary Alice, Colleen, graduate of Hamburg High School, who was in December of 1988 a 20-year-old student at Oswego State University. She had been studying and traveling in Europe with other students, including many from Syracuse, who were aboard Flight 103. It was bound for the U.S. on December 21st. They were hoping to spend the holidays at home with their families and friends. Then the bomb, which investigators and the U.S. Justice Department says was planted in a radio by Libyan intelligence agents, exploded while that plane was over Lockerbie, Scotland. Again, 259 passengers and crew all aboard were killed, including 180 Americans, as we said, many of them students. Among them also Gregory Capasso of Brooklyn, New York, who was a film and writing studies student at UB with a memorial award for current distinguished students, still named through an endowment in his honor. And on that terrible evening on December 21st, 1988, as details of the terrorist bombing and crash filtered into Washington, D.C., a young 34-year-old State Department staffer named Paul Deister, who later became the city of Niagara Falls mayor, was on duty handling earthquake relief in Armenia, but then quickly asked to help gather information on the man-made disaster while viewing a network of monitors and computers and handling phone calls that were flooding in to that government operations center.
Calls were being directed to us from school officials, company officials, where companies had people on business travel on board the flight, and of course the friends and family of people that were on Pan Am 103, desperately looking for answers and looking for any hope that their loved ones might still be alive.
Now, the Brunner family chose to release a statement in which they thank all for the prayers and thoughts for them and extend them to other victims' families as well. But they note that even after 34 years, the deep pain of their loss is still there. They appreciate the ongoing investigative efforts of the U.S. and Scottish governments and are relieved that this suspect, Massoud, will be tried here in the U.S. There have, through the years, been various memorial services in the U.S. and in Scotland and local church masses for Colleen Brunner. We don't know about family plans for this year, especially in light of this attempt to bring justice to another suspect in this case. Frustrating for the Brunner and other families. You may recall in 2009, another Libyan man convicted in the case, Abdel Bassat Ali Al-Magrahi, had served time in a Scottish prison but was released back to Libya after a cancer diagnosis and then died in 2012. I'm Ron Plants, Channel 2 News.